So, how was your day?
Holy shit. Does that sum it up?
I mean, we had big plans. We've been making big plans ever since we landed in New Orleans, Louisiana area.
Yeah.
And every day we're like, let's add more and more.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday we had mapped out what we would do today.
Yes.
Knowing it's our last day in Louisiana and we wanted to make the most of it.
Yep.
And we have all these plans and we get here, we're following our plans.
Yes.
And then
That's it. We did the one of those things that was on the list.
we did two things. We went to the levees and then
Oh, that's so true.
we went by the levees and then we went to the cemetery tour.
Mm-hmm.
And then we stopped in. We were on our third thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go to Bloody Mary's shop.
Yeah.
And then
That's where it fell apart.
it's like.
But it also became amazing.
A bomb was dropped on us.
was.
And we were like, all our plans for the rest of the day
Just exploded.
are fucking gone.
It was, we had amazing plans already and we've had an amazing trip so far. But when we went into Bloody Mary's, just like Wendy said, a fucking amazing bomb dropped on us. It was like, I mean, it happened simultaneously, I think, for both of us. When it happened, like, we looked at each other and it was like fucking mind explosion.
That's how I know that we're soulmates.
Because it just happened at the same time. We're like, here's our wallets.
She said, like, this one thing, and my head cocks around. I'm on the other side of the store. But we're the only ones in there.
Right.
And then eyes meet. Mm-hmm. And we're just looking at each other like, give her our
Right.
money.
Both
Give
of
her
us are
all our
screaming
money.
inside, and we could tell. Like, I think I heard Wendy and Wendy heard me. So, speaking of Wendy and me, and I'm Chris, this is a podcast, and it's called Creatures of the Night.
Oh, thanks. I didn't know that.
No, I know.
This
Isn't that
is
cool?
so cool.
Right? We just were talking, and it
I
was
just showed up
with a
here
microphone.
and you handed me this microphone and I was like, let's
Yes.
do this.
This is how we do it.
I love that jam.
And I gave her a glass of wine.
So we're doing a podcast?
Yeah. Right now.
Super cool.
It's happening. And this time we're in a different location, but we're still in Louisiana.
Yep. We have made our way back to the soul of the city.
Mm-hmm.
I made that up.
But I love it.
Yeah.
It is the soul
of
of the
my
city.
T-shirt that says I have a cat.
Oh.
I mean, it's not going to be the same T-shirt.
No, I think you should change where the cat is on every T-shirt.
I desperately want one of those cricket machines.
Yeah, right.
And then just, what was it I was going to put? I
love
like
vinegar.
vinegar.
Oh, I like
I
vinegar.
don't love vinegar.
Well,
but
I guess love
like
is a strong word.
vinegar.
I like
and
vinegar.
I just thought everybody should know.
And I have
like,
cats.
I like when things are more vinegary. That's a word I made up too, I
Yep.
think.
Hey, it works.
Then mayonnaise.
Oh, right. We were talking
From,
about
like,
tartar sauce.
and
Yeah.
coleslaw and stuff.
Because we went to, so
Barbecue sauce.
we had
Well,
a
they're
couple of
not
different
mayonnaise-y,
things.
but
No, usually, I mean,
disgusting.
maybe. I guess it depends on what
But I
part of
like
the
the
world you're
vinegar.
in. But
We're getting off topic.
we're totally off topic, and we just started, and we haven't even given them anything. We're just like, subject, move on before we give any details.
Podcast,
Subject,
Creatures of the Night. Let's talk about vinegar instead.
and cricket machines.
Yeah.
They're expensive.
I think they are.
Yeah, they are.
But you could have whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
So the trash decided to pick up
Right behind us. Holy shit.
or the building is crumbling.
Which is possible because they are doing a lot of construction on some place that we really wanted to look at. They could just be tearing it down right now. Demolish time.
They are, I hope, getting the trash.
Maybe that's your car being trash compacted. Jesus Christ.
No, I think in New Orleans they pick up the trash like super late. And that's why trash is always on the street.
On Labor Day?
Oh,
Isn't that
fuck.
wild?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they do everything regular.
Nobody was working all weekend long.
Right.
And then
today.
they don't even care that
Right.
it's Labor Day.
No, they're like, it's, yeah. We went to the store and we were looking at getting our tarot cards and stuff done. And she's like, yeah, the psychic called in. She said called in, right?
She said she texted me that she's sick and she
Oh.
doesn't think she's going to make it in. And I said, I know I'm going to say this and I know it's not polite, but shouldn't she have
PC.
already known that?
Right. But
But I said it with my back to her, just so I didn't even have to see her disgusted face.
And I think at that point I was already panicking about life, so I didn't.
Right,
Even...
you were in the corner having a meltdown. So,
this is what we do.
This is what happened in this day. It was so fucking chaotic and emotional, and we thought yesterday we had it all planned out so well that it was just going to be like bam, bam, bam.
Well, you know what happened?
What happened?
Those guests
just so we were in St. Francisville last night. We flew into New Orleans. We drove to St. Francisville, where the Myrtles Plantation is, the most haunted plantation in America. And we spent 2 nights there. First night was like magic.
Yeah, it was.
Everybody, it was like a community of loving the paranormal.
Yeah.
And everybody that was guests there, they were totally down for it.
Right.
They were so excited.
Everything was great.
They wanted to be friendly and talk and meet, and they wanted to explore the paranormal with us, and everybody was respectful and great. And it seemed like, I guess, the people that weren't into it, you just never even saw them. Well, they just stayed in their cabins and they were quiet.
Right. They just weren't into mingling about the paranormal. I think they were into it, but they were just off.
Doing their own thing, which we totally respect.
Yeah, totally.
100%. But they weren't being like loud or
right.
anything like that.
No,
either.
They were being super quiet.
Then day 2 of the Myrtles.
Day 2.
All our friends leave.
Day 2.
They were 1-nighters. We're 2-nighters. And then, bam, the fucking bus shows up.
Yeah, the bus. You're exactly right.
2 buses. Bus of a fucking family reunion. Yep. They have like 3 rooms in the main house. They have the cottage in the back. So there's like 40 of them there, it seems like.
It does. Yeah. Mom, pa, grandpa, granny, aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews.
All the kids,
everybody.
Too.
Yep.
Little kids from like 4, which, look, I love kids.
5th generation shit.
And I think it's great that a B&B doesn't restrict you like having your kids there. And they weren't even the problem. But it created this like stampede of people like stomping through the house
in
constantly.
a very antique house with these cypress floors that squeak and creak every time you walk, and all of the doors stick, so you have to kind of pull them tight. So it's always slamming of the doors and the squeaking of the floorboards from all of these people stomping and stampeding through the rooms.
Genuinely. That just made
generosity.
I got it right the second time, but I couldn't believe I said generally before. They were excited about the paranormal and the ghosts, and we could have totally like talked to them.
We could have,
and probably gotten somewhere, but it was such a mixed bag of people.
It was a huge
from ages. I mean, like
So
it'd be
all
like
walk of life.
Talking to my nephew about the paranormal, and then talking to somebody that. I mean, like an adult, or whatever.
Right.
So it was a wide range, and it was a little too much for us. But the overkill of the other bus
that showed up, pink shirts, as far as the eye could see. It was a sea of pink shirts and ponytails and a silver jacket sprinkled in. And what'd you say? And cell phones.
Cell phones. Don't forget, they all. Just like a herd of fucking cats, they all come running in, but then they all lay down and lick their feet.
Yeah.
But instead of licking their feet, they're on their phones.
And they're begging for food.
They're begging for attention.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Fucking sure.
We were like, I mean, is this seriously fucking happening?
So the coolest girl in school for her 13th birthday is apparently having a sleepover at the Myrtles Plantation. And
how fucking cool is that?
So she's fucking badass.
So
I have a lot of respect for her.
Right. We're not comparing them to cats licking their feet or paws.
They are fucking cats and paws.
But I'm just saying that we're not saying that because we're jealous, because I mean, even though that would be badass to be 13 and have like the 13th birthday party at the haunted plantation.
Yeah.
They were also fucking annoying as hell. I just need to point that out. So
this is where it was like, we saw them on the tour when they first got there, and we thought, that is so cool. All these little kids hanging out, like they want to come to the plantation.
Right.
We finally realized what their T-shirts said. We were like, oh my God, that's a birthday party. They're staying out at the cabins.
Right.
We are staying in the main house.
They might as well had a fucking bounce house.
They come stampeding up to the house at midnight.
Yep, midnight.
Not to be an old lady, I am a paranormal investigator. But we do stay up late.
Right.
We had every intention of doing that. But at midnight, you think it's kind of starting to wind.
We were hoping.
Down.
Yeah. We were sitting out on the rockers, just kind of at this moment.
the land. We had walked the grounds.
Yep. And
not really ran into anybody.
No.
We wanted to know where everybody was.
Mm-hmm.
We make it back to the chairs. We feel like everybody's settled.
Mm-hmm.
And here they come marching down the way.
Yeah. Stampeding down the way.
Stampeding.
Yeah.
Stampeding? Anyway, that's not
Is this the time? So they walked past us at first.
They saw us, and then they were like, oh, they already claimed all the rocking chairs.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't approach us. Mm-hmm. Then they go to the front of the house.
Right. We thought at this point that they were just going to go to the front of the house, then move past the front of the house and go back to their cabin.
Nope. They really wanted our fucking territory.
Yeah, they did.
Because they're gone for like 30 minutes. And like, I assumed too. They were going to explore the front of the house. Yeah. We didn't even hear them.
No, they were gone for a minute. Yeah.
And then they would go back to their cabin or whatever.
This is not what happened at all. Nope. You can tell, I'm sure, that we're leading up to something. It happened.
They come charging at us.
They did. They came flying at us, or charging is probably the best because there was 13 of them.
They were fucking running at us.
Maybe not 13.
Loud as shit. And they were like, we saw Chloe. Yeah. We saw Chloe. And we are looking at each other, not looking at them.
Right.
Because we're assholes.
Well, no, it's not that. But we're paranormal investigators. And I'm not going to entertain this with children at this point at midnight because I don't know what their evidence is. But at the same time, I don't want to get into the statistics here on what it is that they're going to try and point out. And whatever the apps that they were using on their cell phones, I couldn't do it.
No, I don't have the patience for this kind of thing. And I can't, I could never be a teacher. So 13 girls come at you. And their parents, there were a few parents with them, but saying nothing.
Wait.
Let these girls just walk up to strangers yelling that they've seen a ghost. And the parents say nothing to us. And we're like, who do you think we are?
Right, exactly. We're just sitting here on a porch, just actually.
We could have been in the middle of a deep conversation.
This is true. And at this point, I did have equipment. I had equipment, but it was tucked away in my bag, so they couldn't see it. But Wendy did have her camera out in her lap, which has a huge infrared light on it, so it could look like we were doing
wasn't
something.
out there with like a proton pack on my back or anything.
Wait, are you sure you were? I remember that a little bit differently, but
I left it at home.
We jumped over something that happened in between this, so the girls went around to the front of the house. So
that
go
didn't
back.
happen in between there.
It didn't.
Nope. Those girls came back and attacked us first, so we were already in a shitty mood.
Yeah, but those girls weren't there when that other woman walked by and talked to you.
They were. I think they were sitting. They had moved out to the tables.
Oh, they were at the tables at that point?
Yeah, so
Silver jackets.
So the family reunion, who I completely respect that they're having this good time. They just don't understand that 8 people stomping back and forth on the porch,
slamming
up the stairs,
doors,
down the stairs, to this room, to that room, is a little like, can you settle down somewhere?
Please.
Can we maybe plan our time a bit better? Mm-hmm. Could we spend an hour in that room before we transfer to the other room? Nope. They were like 10 minutes in this place, 10 minutes in that place. Yeah. They were like on fucking speed or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. They seemed like a really nice family, but they were so excited they were just running around.
Right. And they did not seem like they were investigating the paranormal whatsoever. They were just bouncing back and forth.
Yeah. So once the girls came back, bombarded us, we gave them the super fucking cold shoulder.
So cold. It was like, we're going to
Not that I condone this behavior. We could have been a little more polite and nice.
I didn't want to go there.
I hadn't had enough coffee that day.
Right.
We were just trying to make it through the night.
We couldn't believe that there was this many fucking people out there.
All the humidity is it's exhausting.
Yeah, it was humid as hell.
So there's 4 rocking chairs. There's 13 of them. I really don't know how many there were. We have 2 rocking chairs. There's only 2 rocking chairs left. 2 girls claim the chairs. The rest of the girls sit around them, just on the floor, all in front of us, and then immediately pull their phones out.
Yeah, while they're facing us. They don't turn around.
No, they're staring at
us. This was so weird.
And their mothers go and sit like out in the courtyard.
Right. They can't because there's no more rocking chairs for them.
No, and they're not just going to sit on the ground or stand around and watch these girls. So they go and watch them from a distance.
Right.
But they don't seem to have any kind of goal in mind. They're just sitting there.
Just sitting there.
So I'm so curious, like, what the fuck are they doing?
Happening? Right.
Like, I thought they wanted to find ghosts, but now they have to take an Instagram break. You know, it's like, what is going on?
No, they
here?
don't do Instagram. They do
Snapchat.
Snapchat. Yeah, Snapchat.
But none of them were taking selfies, but they were all on their phones.
They had, the one girl I saw for sure had an app. So I saw her with her little phone, and she's got this app, and basically
like a ghost app.
It's a ghost app, but it's taking video. So it's using a video.
She's sitting there in a crowd of girls, on the porch, Indian style.
Yeah, but it just makes the image kind of fuzzy. It looks like it's
like a Blair
Witch Project. Like a cassette recorder, like the old school handheld.
That is a Snapchat filter.
Okay, well that's what she was doing. I saw her going around with the Snapchat filter or whatever, and I'm like, I hope to God this girl, because they all came running like, oh, we saw Chloe,
and then immediately were like, so they were so hyped, and then they were like, power down.
Yeah, they did,
and they all said that was so weird.
Yeah,
and so I think I was just, I think I really was just people watching, and I'm just like, kids are so strange, man. This whole interaction is like, where am I?
No, those kids were fucking strange. But look,
so now
I could
the
get
family reunion comes out. That's when I think when they came
when
out.
They were powered down.
Yeah,
I just don't remember
some of
anybody.
the girls start floating off the porch.
Okay,
they see that we're not studying,
not interested in this.
We don't want to hear what they saw.
Yeah,
they're bored with their phones. Some want to go back to the cabin, so they're going over and talking to their mom. And I think that's when the family came out.
Okay, so the woman. They come out of the suite that's to our left. It's on the porch. They come out of their suite. They come walking right in front of us, and they go right to our door that goes up to where our suite is.
And there's like 4 rooms up there. I think 2 of them are theirs.
Yeah. So it has. Yeah. Because we saw them going through the 2 rooms. And they walk right past us, and we're like, great, that's over. She comes right back, and she's like, excuse me, I have to ask, what is that? And she points to the camera sitting in Wendy's lap. It's a camera with a light on it.
It's a Sony Night Shot digital camera that I've had forever.
And that was exactly Wendy's response.
Or Handycam or whatever.
Right. It's a camera.
I said it's a Sony Handycam with night vision. And she's like, oh, I just didn't know what this was. And maybe she did touch my leg because you were like, did she touch you?
Did she touch that?
We're so standoffish that we're like, did you touch it? I don't think she did. I wasn't paying attention to that. I just was like, what are you talking about? It's a camera.
Yeah. But then she's like, well, I thought it was ghost hunting equipment.
Well, she points to my light, which does look pretty extreme.
It is.
I think I forget how extreme it looks, so I didn't know what she was talking
about.
But
what else would you have a light like that for?
So I was like, oh, that's just just an extra night vision light, because the night vision on the camera is like not great.
Right.
You know? And she's like, oh, I thought it was some ghost hunting equipment.
Yeah, that's what she said.
And then she just walked off.
She just slammed the door. We're like, what the hell just happened?
And I'm just sitting there like, how do I respond to that?
Then that's what we should have said. It's a microwave.
I'm like, I just told you it's a night vision camera, and you're like, oh, it's not a gadget goo or what? I mean, like,
do for ghost hunting.
It's not a ghost meter, so I expected you to say something.
Wendy
this
didn't
is
use
a paranormal box,
right? The word that would trigger her brain into realizing that this was used for paranormal investigation. It was not a ghost camera or ghost, like you said, ghost radar or ghost microwave.
But to her defense, maybe she was possibly trying to bait me into saying, oh, it's my night vision camera I use for paranormal investigating.
Could be,
and
yeah.
when I didn't offer up that information,
she just ran away.
She was just like, oh, I thought you were a paranormal investigator. Maybe she was embarrassed that could have been because she had walked by us.
Yeah, she did, but she came back so weird and quick, and she touched it. I swear to God, she touched her shit
because she just had to know, because she was excited.
Yeah.
I respect her enthusiasm, the whole family's enthusiasm. I wish that she would have maybe asked the question a little different, or
maybe not startled us as much. We were sitting on the rocking chairs just minding our own business.
I wish I had answered a little better to give her the response she was looking for, to ask more questions.
Yeah, right.
But it just ended so awkwardly, and I was like, where are we? This is the total opposite of yesterday.
Right. Exactly. Total opposite of, I mean, yesterday, the night before, it was like, it was us and the people that we talked about who had some sort of special connections with, they could sense some sort of energies, and they were fun to walk around with, but it almost seemed like the whole, the lands they belonged to us. There was nobody else out. There weren't 1,400 people out roaming around. It was just us.
Right, and there was another couple that had been there before already. Or
they were cool. Yeah, I like
them
them
there
too.
before, and so I mean, and they were like legit about it. They were honest.
Yeah.
They were like, "We've been here before. Oh, this little thing happened, you know." So it wasn't this like over the top.
Right.
I think because we take it so seriously, and we want to truly experience it.
Right.
So we don't let the little like, oh my God, what was that noise?
Right.
Oh my God, what was that? You know. And so people, even our own children, if we took them out investigating, they're so used to our conversation.
That's so funny. Yeah.
That they would be like, oh, you're going to catch some ghosts?
Yeah.
And they'd be making fucking fun of us like they do. And then if we asked them to walk around a haunted place, they'd be like looking for raccoons and shit.
For sure.
Instead.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh my God, I see a pair of eyes. Let's go see what animal this is. It's not paranormal.
They wouldn't be going around like scaring each other. Right. And last night it was like it was a thrill ride.
Right. It was a thrill ride.
To like seriousness.
It was a haunted house for these kids.
Yeah.
Which I get their, like you said earlier, their enthusiasm, their excitement, because I can imagine being that age and getting to do something like this. It would have been fucking cool as hell.
And the family too, like that they were like, we're gonna go have our family reunion in a haunted location.
True.
It's like, you guys are, this is all so great.
Right. It's great for you. It was so annoying for us because
it's not our vibe and not our scene.
For sure.
So
we're trying to be
at the Myrtle is too much.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for sure. Honestly, even after having said that, I think that it is too much when shit like that happens, but also not enough to get the full experience, because there's so many different rooms there that we really need to absorb. There's different energies in different rooms, which we felt when we went in them, because we had the cool people the night before, and they were like, come into our room and check this shit out. And they're like, this part of the room feels weird. What do you feel? And you're like, yeah, it's kind of strange. You know, it's cool because there are so many different aspects of this location that are still unexplored by us. But it's also not cool because there's a lot of other people who just want to go for the thrill. They're not being serious, and there's nothing we can do to control that, because we don't have the money to we don't have the muns, as my son would say, to rent the whole place out, and that'll never happen. That's just,
don't kill my dreams.
Well, maybe tonight I'll get a gree.
Keep buying my fucking scratch offs.
Hey, isn't there there's got to be another like wishing well around here somewhere, and that'll be my next one.
You see how many fucking wishing wells I'm obsessed with.
I know.
Every single one we see, I'm like, here's your penny.
Here's your penny. Let's do this.
Let's keep doing this. I need haunted locations by myself.
So just to wrap up the Myrtles for the last night for us, we did some more, pendulum work in our room and got some more answers off of the pendulum with the spirit that we were speaking with the night before. But as we decided to go to bed, the ruckus did not cease.
You know, it was quiet when we were working on the board.
Yeah, it was during that time.
And then when we were like, okay, I think it's time for us to wrap it up. It's like as soon as we hit our pillows, they were like, stomp, stomp, stomp.
Yeah. slamming doors, stomp, stomp, stomp. Screaming, whispering, whistling, and singing all in the hallway right outside our door.
Yeah, and outside too. You could still hear everything. Those girls right outside. But they wrapped it up about an hour afterwards, and...
But I heard them again at 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's a paranormal investigator's paradise and nightmare. Just so you know.
I mean, obviously, your best bet is to try to book it during the week when you think it's not going to be too busy.
Not on a holiday.
Parties or family reunions.
Right. A 3-day weekend was probably not the best choice for us, but
it was our only choice.
It was our only choice.
That's it, until we win that fucking lottery.
Yeah.
So
I would like to say though, every person that works at the Myrtles that we ran into.
So fucking nice.
So amazing. And I just wanted to wrap them up and take them home with me because their attitudes make you forget about all this shit that just pissed you off the night before. You're like, you know what? It really wasn't that bad. They're just so easy to talk to and friendly, overkill, nice. Like they are looking at you in your eyes and just eating up every word that you say. And I'm like, have you not heard these stories before? And they're like, everyone tells us stories like this, but they're still like, they're hanging so on every word. Yeah. It's like, wow.
They want you to have the best experience.
They really
possible.
do. They're great people.
Like when we were going to bed, I was so fucking pissy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to tell them in the morning that they totally overbooked this fucking place.
Right.
I truly believe this family snuck some extra people into their room.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
And I could see how you could totally do it too.
Yeah,
it's easy to do. They don't ask you how many. I mean, you can go in and out all you want.
Right.
They're not policing you
all
that
not.
much. There's cameras everywhere.
There are.
But if you're not stealing shit or breaking shit, I think they can't. They
don't care.
Can't keep track of the amount of people that are roaming through there.
Right. I think the cameras are really just there for. Do they have a lot of antiques?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so I think that's all they care about.
It's just for theft and damage and
right.
whatever. So the next morning, I'm like, I'm going to tell them that, this was just fucking crazy.
Oh, and I was on board with it. Yeah, I'm like, let's do this.
And
this
then we
bullshit.
walk in, and there's the two nicest guys in the
Sweetest
world.
guys. Oh, my God.
And I'm getting these bomb-ass fucking grits, and it's all I can think about. And then they're asking Chris, like, how's your night? And she's like, it was great. And I was like, why are you lying to them?
I just can't.
And she was like, And I look back at the grits, and I'm like, And then when I checked out, the lady was just like, how was it, sweetie? Did you have did you have a good night?
Yeah.
And I was like, I love you.
I know.
Goodbye.
Beautiful Southern hospitality.
This was great.
Honest to God.
Forever.
We lived in the South the majority of our lives, right? And I've never been with this kind of legit Southern hospitality, but at that plantation, those people were just so sweet. Love them.
Love them.
Love them all. I just, like I said, wanted to wrap them up and take them home with me so that they could do my kitchen work every morning. They'd be like, oh, hi, hon. Would you like me to get that coffee started for you?
If I got my day started off with those fucking people every day,
I would just be in heaven.
I'd be like,
they're
I'll
beautiful
see you
people.
when I get home.
I know. And that one dude, this one guy who I fell in love with the moment I met him. He
was gorgeous.
I am a married woman, but I just have to say, he was like, oh, hi, can I fix you a cup of coffee? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. You can fix me a cup of coffee.
They fixed my coffee
when
I left my cup up there while the coffee was still going. This was on Sunday morning, and I put the creamer in, and then I walk away because I think I'm at home.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll come back later.
Right.
When the coffee's done. I come back and it's full, and I was like, somebody trying to jank my fucking cup.
All right. That's how we think.
And I look over at the guy. It was the other guy, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not your boyfriend.
No, the other guy. They were both sweethearts.
Both sweet. I look at the other guy, and he's looking at me, and we're just looking at each other. And I'm like, did you fill my coffee up? And he goes, yeah, I just you left it there, so when it was ready, I filled it up for you. And I was like, do you want to get in the trunk and come home with me?
Just please be mine. Well, and I was going back to the guy that I ran into because Wendy was actually, I think, upstairs taking a shower or getting ready or something when I went and met this amazing man. And I went because they play like old school kind of R&B first thing in the morning when they're making breakfast. It's always like Sunday morning there. That's my parents used to play kind of old school R&B too when they were doing breakfast.
Really?
It was like oldies, like it was I got sunshine.
Yeah.
That's like R&B, right? Motown, I guess I should say.
My dad was like the classic rock. That's why I'm like a Queen and a CCR fan.
Well, but this was just on Sunday mornings that this would happen in my house. So it was that kind of memory. And the guy was like, oh, hello, can I fix you some coffee? I mean, I just loved him. And then when we were upstairs and we were getting ready to go, he was cleaning one of the rooms. And he's like, oh, hey, y'all, how you doing? And we're like, we're phenomenal. How are you doing? And he's like, you know what? It's just great. And we were like, can we come in and take a look? And he's like, yeah, ladies, come on in and take a look, take pictures. As a matter of fact, I'll get out of your way. Huh? I love you.
He's like, you know what? I'm just going to take these towels down to the laundromat and you guys have a great time.
Yeah, take as many pictures. Stay as long as you want.
Yeah,
what?
I'll be back later.
But the thing is, we were just so intrigued at that moment. We did not have the sense to realize, hey, best person, beautiful man, come back and open up the other doors. We need those rooms.
No, that's
too.
why I was talking to the other guys
Yeah.
Sunday morning, because I was like, so this door is locked. I did not realize this about the Myrtles, that you really need to. You're not going to have
Yes.
full access to the house.
You
so
don't.
Get ready
We
for
didn't realize.
that.
Right, exactly.
Which it makes sense. They have it set up for tours. There's lots of antiques, but there's a certain hallway that I thought we would have access to, which we did go on the tour and get to be a part of that space.
It was, yeah.
But however, we did not get to get in there after hours.
Nope.
So I was trying to ask him, so our key doesn't work for this door. We don't get access.
This is the other
to
guy.
that?
The other guy.
My boyfriend that filled my coffee up.
Super sweet. Which, by the way, he kind of looks like, I can't remember the actor's name, the actual actor that is Precious, my Precious. You remember from Lord of the Rings? Yeah, he does.
Okay.
He's a little bit more, he's not so like harsh as the actual actor. He's a little bit like cleaner, I guess is probably the best word for it. I don't really know, but he kind of resembles him.
No, there's another actor that I would peg him as, but we can't play this game right now because I don't know.
Okay.
I cannot fucking think of the name of this actor, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I love that guy. I can't think of his name, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Let's just sit here for 30 minutes and think about it.
We actually only have an hour to podcast.
Yeah, I know.
As far as the Myrtles go, we know that we have to go back and we have to rent that suite that gives us access to those.
Right. I was trying to get my boyfriend to let us in.
I know.
I was like, that's not fair that we don't get this room.
Yeah. And he's like,
And
no,
was like,
sweetheart.
well, there's those girls you can just
He-
make friends with.
I
them.
know. He knew exactly where
And
we
I
were
was
going.
like, I don't like people.
Hang on. I got something.
Were you gonna burp?
I was. And it just, did you hear it? Well, you'll hear it later because it was like it was totally light. I love the Myrtles and I would really like to go back. But
Hey, and
it'll be a
just like shout out to Robert Bradford, the spirit that we might have contacted.
Yeah, it allegedly.
I say might because we don't have physical proof we could show you. We were using a
Well, this
pendulum.
is a podcast. We wouldn't be showing him anything.
No, I mean like you can't go to our website.
Close your eyes
Don't
and
call
imagine.
us for it.
Where is this proof?
Show me. No, fuck you. It's a podcast.
It's a podcast.
It's not a YouTube show.
Nope. Not yet.
So we like to use pendulums and spirit boards as kind of a direction helper. We're not going to try to give that to you and say, this is hardcore evidence. This is who we were talking to. And this is what was going on. But it helps us have an immediate response because we don't like things like ovuluses necessarily. We don't trust them all the way.
Mechanics, machines,
And they're simple yes or no questions just to gear our kind of conversation with the spirits to try to get them to talk to us.
Yep.
And this dude gave us his name and he's like between the ages of 10 and 15. So he's a teenager. This is what he told us. We don't know if it's true, but I'm putting it out there because I want to know if anybody wants to contact us and tell us, oh my God, I fucking talked to Robert too. He's
that would be
cool as
awesome.
shit. You know what I mean?
That would be awesome.
So like if anybody else got the name Robert, if anybody else has had an experience with Robert, this is what do they call it? Like it's like when you're looking for somebody.
Right. We're still researching this.
Like, well, no, I mean, like when they used to call them like wanted ads or something in papers. Those are people, but not.
What did you do?
You're paying for that if they put that on my credit card.
It's a white sheet. I'll buy him a new one.
So we are podcasting, which will go. This will go into our next podcast, probably the story of this location, but. And we're back in New Orleans, and we're in the
Dolphin Hotel.
The Dolphin Hotel. We have a gorgeous king-size bed.
We do.
That Chris just spilled fucking wine all over.
And then I tried to spit on it to clean it, but my spit has wine in it,
That's
too.
a mom move right there for you.
Here, do you want me to pour you some more?
Can we go change the thing out under your credit card now?
You'll have to let me know if there's any, what do they call that? Here, I'm just going to go very
Damages
gently.
charges?
Damages charges, yeah.
Yeah, you're paying for that.
Is that good?
Then. Yeah, that's good.
For the past couple of nights, we've been podcasting from the Myrtles in a bathroom, a very cramped, very pink bathroom. And tonight, we are podcasting from a very comfortable king size bed.
This is so much better.
It's so much more luxurious.
We were so in love with the bathroom too. We had the coolest little setup in there.
We did.
All our pillows and blankets, and we had a place to put our feet in a puddle of water.
It was tornado style. We were battening down the hatches.
Yeah. Which I hadn't had that tornado barricade bathroom fill in a really long time.
Yeah, me neither.
So, well, it's because the Myrtles was, like, I don't know, being in a wood box. Every fucking move you made is creak. Well, I mean, of course, you're going to hear every car that goes by here.
Or dump truck.
Yeah. Or somebody going by and their music playing, or there could be a door in the hallway. But it's mostly pretty fucking quiet.
You know why? Because this is actually Sunday night. Everyone has pretty much wrapped up their
this is Monday night.
No, I'm saying for the people that have to go to work tomorrow.
She doesn't know what day it is.
We are going to be flying back home tomorrow. Everyone else is wrapping up their 3-day weekend tonight. They're not partying, they're not doing anything crazy. Whereas when we first got to New Orleans and we first walked around, people were already getting their party on because it was Saturday.
It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Saturday. And I guess it's just no experience. I mean, like, I imagine, I take that back. I guess I don't get out much, like in the nightlife.
And I had an experience.
It's the wildest thing you've ever seen. And people are like, have you ever seen New York at night? Or like, I don't know, some other place. Clubs
we will soon.
And shit like that. It's not really my scene.
Mm-hmm.
I like to go out and like such a creep people watch and just like experience it and look at it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, this is so cool.
Yeah.
But it's, I'd rather hang out with you in a dark haunted place.
Yeah, that's totally my thing too.
Than go listen to disco music.
Yeah, not my thing anymore. I mean, not at all. So yeah, that was our first tour in the city. So I don't know.
But the street that we're on now, quite peaceful.
It's quiet, yeah. We are actually just a little bit
less than. I mean, nope, not less than. We're a little over 30 minutes from our investigation.
We didn't finish. We kind of cut it off. We walked into Bloody Mary's shop. It was something that we wanted to do since we got here because of a death that occurred in the shop a couple years ago. It was. I don't have this story written down, but the names were Zach and Addie. Zach, what happened, the gruesome details, I don't have at hand, but I know from everything that I've read and I've seen on TV specials was that they were together. They were together during Katrina. They stayed in New Orleans during Katrina. They made it through, and then sometime after, he murdered her, cut her up into little pieces, and cooked her in the stove that is still in that house.
He was like slowly eating pieces of her to like get rid of it.
No, he couldn't believe what he had done. He wrote a note on the wall and then he committed suicide.
No, but I mean, he did eat pieces though.
I don't know.
Oh, it's just that he stores some in the fridge.
Yes. Yeah.
But I thought that he cooked pieces. So
he was boiling them. He was boiling them and he had it in the oven because it said something like, look in here, like it was written on the oven, and in his note that he wrote on the wall, it was like, I can't believe what I've done. I don't know if he actually ate any of the pieces, but he was boiling off the.
That makes 100. I mean, I think that he was like, oh shit, I killed this person.
Yeah.
Like, now what do I do? Okay, this is a good idea. I'll chop up these pieces.
Right.
And then I'll just fucking cook it. From what I understand, he had not been very well.
He wasn't. He did have some. He was in some army or some military service, so he had PTSD.
And so I'm sure he thought like this is the best way to get rid of it, but then maybe couldn't go through with it.
I don't know.
And that's when he was like, you know what? Never mind. I just fucked up.
It's a sad. It's a
really
story
sad.
It was a love story for the most part.
I could totally see them being like so fucking into each other too, and just like and like because I think they said that they fought on and off.
Yeah, there was some.
And
fighting.
so people knew that they had a little bit of troubles, but like every relationship,
right?
But obviously, Addie just like I just fucking love him, and I'm just gonna help him through this, especially like a guy that's going through PTSD.
Right.
You know, you're like he's got good reason to not be well.
Right.
And I'm going to try to help him through this. You know how bitches love to fix dudes.
Right. And she seemed like a saint. Honestly, she seemed like a real genuine, a genuine, almost like a hippie. I guess.
Paint this picture that as we're talking about this, you are fiddling with your like full spectrum light camera,
my night vision,
and then your night vision camera that you keep on like a tripod.
I have to be, because the whole reason why I'm even telling the story, a story that I don't have wrote down or prepared for our podcast, is because we walked into Bloody Mary's. Like I said, we had to hit this place up because
we were
Bloody
seriously
Mary
going to go shopping.
Right.
Like I wanted some tarot cards.
Yes.
We were looking to get our tarot cards read.
Right. We were.
The whole New Orleans experience.
We found out that Bloody Mary rented that house that Zach and Addie used to live in and turned it into her, like her shop. So this was one of the places on the list we had to hit. Actually, as we're walking up, Wendy points out the sign says ghost tour. She's like, I wonder where they tour.
Yeah, it said ghost hunts.
Oh, ghost hunts.
It didn't even, as a paranormal investigator, you know the difference when you're trying to Google for shit for places that you can go and actually do some investigating and not just get like blah, 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 blah. This is the ghost that we saw.
Right.
There's a difference between tour and hunts.
Especially at a place where you know some shit happened and Bloody Mary's involved. And I just love her. I'm so sorry, but I fucking love Bloody Mary. So I was like, I couldn't wait to get in this shop and find out more. Yes, I would like to know more about the details of your ghost hunt.
Then there was nobody in the shop either.
It was totally dead. Wendy and Chris walk in. There's music playing. And there's one tiny itty bitty little chick sitting in there.
So adorable.
Cute little girl with her amazing haircut and beautiful makeup. She's like, hi.
She had flawless skin.
She was flawless.
Like, she's a fucking vampire.
She was, because she was gorgeous. And very pretty and very melodramatic. Is that the word? She didn't raise her tone of voice. She was
just very relaxed.
She was very relaxed, but she talked like Bueller, kind of.
She was just monotone.
What I say, melodramatic. Monotone was what I was looking for. So we walk in. She's like, "Hello. Let me know if I can help you." And I was like, actually, what's up with these tours? These ghost tours or whatever. And she's like, "Oh, well, let me check and see what we have."
She's like, "We do lots of tours, like historic tours and
walking tours.
Let me see what we have tonight."
Okay. You do that. And
I've wandered to the back of the store by now. I'm like,
Wendy's already back there.
Alligator feet and tarot cards.
Right. So I'm like, okay, that's not, maybe I didn't phrase this right, because she's just going to go off in the deep end and tell me about all this and this and blah, blah,
like
blah.
a 1 hour walking tour down this street and blah, blah, blah.
So, and she pulls up her Apple, her little tablet. I don't mean to say Apple, but it was just a tablet. And she says, "Oh, well, we have a luxury riding tour." What did she say? A luxury.
I don't know. I was not listening to her. I heard her say a van.
Yeah, so maybe it was a luxury van tour.
Nah, we don't want to like ride around in your van and hear you tell us about the town.
Well,
we can Google shit.
Wendy hears van and I hear luxury, and we're both like, no.
We're like, sounds like what lazy people do.
Yeah, not what either of us are interested in. So I was actually about to tell her, don't even bother looking into the details. And then she's like, "You did she say this first? You get picked up and we ride around, or did she say you go upstairs and tour?"
She's like, "You go upstairs," and I'm like, I turn around immediately and stare at Chris, and we meet eyes, and we're just looking at each other.
Holy shit! Did she mean
eyes.
the upstairs? Because I didn't know that was a thing.
And she was like, "You were like the Zach and Addie's apartment upstairs?" And she's like, "Oh, you've heard the story?"
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
No, wait. There are people that come here that haven't heard the story, really?
And you're like, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Yeah, you go up there and you investigate. Like, we have ghost hunting equipment, and you can." And I'm like, "Can you bring your own?" I asked that later, actually. And she's like, yeah. And then she says, and then you go out to the woods to this really dark location.
Which I missed this whole thing.
She literally means like dark outside.
Right.
Are you like zoned out at this time?
I
You're
was
just
already
like,
just fantasizing about
did
being
she
able to
stay
go into the apartment. I
upstairs?
never thought that I'd have an opportunity. So I missed all of this dark woods thing, and Wendy reminded me later, and I was like, hold on a fucking second.
Because she seemed really intrigued by this outdoor location, so I can't wait to kind of see it. Because she was like, it's this really great location in the woods, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, does this tour go downhill from here?
You're right.
And then she's like, then you go to Bloody Mary's house. And I'm like, uh-huh. And she's like, and you go in and investigate. And I'm like, oh,
So wait, I didn't hear that.
take my money.
She said it, but I didn't hear it because I said, "Wait, is it like a drive-by of Bloody Mary's house?" And she goes, "No, you get to go in
She's like, no, you go in and investigate.
and investigate." I'm like, "Are you fucking playing with me?"
And I'm still just sitting there like, take my money.
No, wait. And this is okay. So seriously, imagine a girl behind the ice cream counter, and she's got your favorite ice cream, and it's filled to the rim, and then she's like, cherries are free, and she just sprinkles cherries on top, and she's like, and whipped cream too.
And yeah, we can put some Oreo cookies in
And then
there
she's,
for you.
as
Not
she's
you.
telling you, as she gets to the Bloody Mary part, she's shaving the dark chocolate and the coconut onto it. And she's
The
like, don't worry.
ganache.
All of
Do you-
this, all of this tonight is yours for the low, low price of $90. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's when we were both like, because we're like, what? How much is this store?
Right.
And she's like, $89.
Hmm.
And we're like, no, now we got you.
Right.
3 hours for $90. But, you know, I think every paranormal investigator would agree that you,
we're gonna have to pay some kind of money to go into any of these locations. And when is the
and the price tag is usually not cheap.
No, it isn't.
So when you hear $90 for 3 hours, you think that's fucking crazy. I paid $80 for a 3-minute ride in a helicopter once for my family.
Yeah, right. Right.
So,
But Bloody Mary's isn't normally a place that you can just waltz on in and ghost investigate.
pretty
And
sure.
I sure as fuck will be doing it tonight because that's right. We paid the $90. We got our tickets.
yeah, Chris has a meltdown being like, I'm so sorry, Wendy. Is it okay that we do this? I feel like I'm pressuring you
I
into
did.
something. And I'm like staring at her, trying to get her to read my eyeballs.
No, I
in
saw the
front of this
eyeballs,
lady.
but I couldn't tell if it was like, are you fucking kidding me? This Chris is going to go insane, and we have to spend $90 each on these tickets because Chris isn't going to let this go. And I couldn't tell. Like I'm looking at Wendy, like, oh my
I'm
god,
not your husband. Okay? I know we tend to have the same responses to some things. I'm your lady husband.
So I wanted to turn to you and just say we have to do this.
And I was like, Chris, give her your damn money. I did. It's fine. I was like, well, my business side of me. Not that it's an actual business, but like schedule and nerd. We got things to do. I was like, we had a whole schedule.
So that went the schedule. We handed over our credit cards. We got our tickets, and now we're like, what do we do now?
Yeah, so we were like, we got to get our shit together real quick.
Mm-hmm.
We have to know because this thing goes from like 7:30 to 11, which doesn't seem too long. But when you have a 4 o'clock wake up call and actually 3:30, a 3:30 wake up call,
we have to be out of here at 4
to be out of here at 4 for a 6 o'clock flight for myself, and then yours at like a little later than that.
Yep.
That we were just a little like, what can we do?
Right.
What
Can
are
we
we
do this?
supposed to be doing now?
Can we do this?
But we went for it. We paid for it, and then we went off to the side over by all the Ouija boards and checked into our flights and just planned out. Oh my God, we need to go eat a big lunch, and like we got our lives together.
Yeah, we did.
And here we are.
And here we are doing this little podcast before we actually go to Bloody Mary's because it is approaching our time to sign off and get ready to go. That's why I was checking my camera equipment right now.
Yeah, we're like packing up as we go for an unexpected venture.
Oh yeah, an amazing once in a lifetime kind of adventure for me, anyways. Because I'm in New Hampshire and I don't know when the next time I'm going to be in New Orleans, and you're in Arizona.
Right, because I was about to say like New Orleans is right around the corner from Arizona.
No, it's
This
not.
is a big fucking deal for me too.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is one once in a lifetime chance this lady is kind of offering us. I
Yeah.
realize it's not. They probably offer this tour every
To everybody,
night.
yeah.
But for us, we're being here on our last night before we leave Louisiana, and she says, "Would you like everything you dreamed of?"
No.
And we're like,
yeah.
"Well, yeah."
Wait, and it's really only $90, but the catch is we have to leave really early tomorrow morning. Can I make this work?
Fuck it. We
Let's
don't
do it.
need sleep.
We don't need sleep. This is
All right. So like cold tray out, I guess, right?
That's right. Pineapple out. Cold tray out.
The end. Okay.
Goodbye
Goodbye.
until next time.
Wish us luck with our voodoo priestess. Oh
I
my
know.
God.
We didn't even say it was a voodoo priestess.
P.S. Everyone, our tour guide is apparently a reported voodoo
Buddhist.
voodoo priestess.
She hasn't reached that level yet.
And she told us this before we bought the tickets. And while you're like begging me, like, "I'm so sorry, Wendy, is this okay that we do this?" And she's like, "Okay, so and so is gonna be your guide tonight. She's actually a voodoo priestess." And I was like, "Pay her, Chris." And you're like, "Are you okay with this?" And I'm like, "I'm trying not to geek out." Give her the money.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Quit asking me shit. What's wrong with your brain? Just pay her.
Why can you not read my eyebrows?
I couldn't figure it out.
All right, so yeah,
All right.
cold tray out.
Cold tray out.
No, you pineapple. But
Oh,
anyway.
pineapple out.
Bye.
Bye.